In this video, I'm going to share my simple trading plan for US30. We're going to talk about my full analysis, entries, profit targets, no matter if the market goes up or down. So make sure you watch until the end because this is really going to help elevate your trading, and it's all for free here on YouTube. So let's go ahead and look at price this past week on US30. This was actually the only really tradable range, this right here, and then this right here. And then there's a couple of spots within here, but basically all of this today is basically untradeable. So let's go ahead and go to the weekly time frame and see if we can identify some areas that we can actually trade. So let's remove all of our drawings. And then let's make this bigger so we all can see it. Okay, great. So, wow. So the week ended a weak bullish candle. So this could mean that if price break up above this weekly candle, that we can continue to move up, but there's also a possibility for us to move down. So let's go ahead and chart that out really quick. So let's go ahead and mark off our resistance level around 40,660. Mainly because we have a nice resistance level here, and then we also have a rejection right here. So let's go ahead and clone this level. And then I see a really nice support level right here, but I actually want to mark it where these wicks are, mainly because we have 4 wicks in this zone, and this zone is at 38,412 roughly. So let's go ahead and drag this out just a little bit. And as you can see from this past week, price stopped perfectly at this level. So this is definitely a level of significance that we want to watch out for sure. And then another level that I do want to mark off here on the weekly time frame is right here at around 40,000 flat. It's really 40,050, but basically because this was once the highest point inside of the market, of course price blew past that, but we still want to mark it off because it is an area of significance. And the next level that I want to mark off is this all-time high wick at around 41,300 and let's just say 60. And mainly because this is the highest point that the market has gotten to at this point, and we definitely want to just keep track of that. So let's go ahead and go down to the daily time frame. Let's readjust our levels. Or not really our levels, but our view so we can see all of the candles. Okay, so now we got a much clearer picture of what is happening here inside the market. I definitely see some things that I want to adjust. So the first thing I want to adjust is I want to move this line up to about here to 40,800 and let's just say 80, mainly because we have a really nice resistance level right here. From this level, it sold off tremendously for days. And if you have long-term investments like I do, they took a really big hit. So this is something that I definitely want to mark off. And then I'm looking at this level right here. I actually want to move it down to about 39,823, mainly because there's a really nice support right here. And then if I'm looking at this level right here that I drew on the weekly, I do love it over here. Over here, not so much, but let's go ahead and put that on pause. Let's see what the lower time frames look like. So let's go down to H4 and wow, there we go. Okay, so if we make some adjustments here, the only thing I probably want to adjust is this level, but let me just play around with it for a second just to see what I like. Okay, I already found it. Okay, so I'm actually moving this up to 40,000, roughly 986, mainly because we do have a nice resistance level here. We have one here as well. Let's see how it looks up here. Okay, yeah, I actually like this better, and the number is better. So it's 41,016, so roughly 41,000 flat, mainly because we have a resistance level here, and we have a really big rejection here. That is looking good. This is still looking good. This is still looking good to me. And if I look here, let me see. Okay, this is still looking really good to me as well. Okay, so this was this level. I think I marked this off last week as well, but I do want to mark this level off at 38,055, mainly because there was a lot of rejections, and this looks like a really strong rejection level that all of these candles, all these H4 candles just kept rejecting. So I definitely want to mark that off. So let me go back over here. So far this is looking good. Let me save my work so far so I don't lose anything. All right, so let's go to H2. All right, so now that we're on H2, I'm really glad that I put this level right here because it's looking more defined right now. We still got that resistance level. We got the rejection, and we see all of this right here. This is really messy right here. We're gonna come back to that, but all the other levels that we've drawn so far looks really good. So I just wanna make sure, yeah, that looks really good. Okay, wait, okay, yeah, that looks good. Okay, great. So let's go down to H1. All right. So H1. So this is the level where we could start marking off some additional levels, mainly because this from here to here is a really big zone and we need to try to make sense of it. All the other levels that we've drawn, they look good. So this is something that we adjusted. This is basically a fake out, but we still got the rejection. I'm going to keep that there. That is still looking good to me. And we have a support over here, and then we have a resistance level. It's a little bit of a gap, but it still counts. And we have a touch here. So that's still looking good to me. So if we look at all of this craziness inside of here, we have to break this down some kind of way in order for us to create tradable zones. So the biggest thing I see right off the bat over here is I see a resistance right here and I see a rejection. So let me go ahead and mark this off at 39,500 and roughly 80. And then I also see another level below here, right here at 39,341. So basically what I'm doing is I'm basically containing this consolidation level, and this is going to be, for me, a no trade zone. Because this is all consolidation. Like at this time, you don't know who's in charge. You don't know if the bulls are in charge or the bears are in charge. So why would I try to trade this and get chopped up and lose a bunch of money? So I need to know clearly who's in charge so that way I can follow the trend, because that's how I trade. So this right here, we're just going to contain that. And then I do see another level right here that... See, I see a support here. It's really hard to see, but I see a support here, and I wonder if, like, if I move this down here, yes, this is looking so much better to me. Okay, so now I have some zones, and then there's one more zone I want to mark off, which is right here around 38,630 roughly. Mainly because I see a lot of candles tapped into this area quite a bit, and it seems to form a couple of different supports, and then it bounced off and then went all the way up, because this is a huge move right here. So I definitely want to mark that off because that could be an area of significance. So now let's go ahead into our trading plan. But before we do, if you haven't downloaded the 54 easy tips to eliminate fear and take profitable day trades, you're definitely missing out. At this point, about 200 people have downloaded this and have seen amazing, amazing results. I have a lot of different emails and messages from you all. Can't fit them all here, but here are some of them. So go ahead and download it. You can find it in the description box below. So now that we have our zones marked off, I'm actually going to extend this a little bit. Now that we have our zones marked off, I want to come up with a game plan for this upcoming week. This market has been really, really nuts and has been really difficult to try to trade this week. I would look at it and not really see anything, or stuff would happen when I'm sleeping. It's not my job to worry about the things that I don't catch when I'm sleeping. So I'm only focused on the things that I can't catch when I'm awake. So in terms of my game plan for this upcoming week, so first thing I want to figure out is how much range is this? Okay, so this is a decent range. It's about 250 points. It fits within my trading plan. If it fits within yours, then this could be something that you could trade. But one thing that I do see off to the left is this resistance right here. And if we just measure this level right here, okay, it's still 131 points. So I do like this entire range with enough volume. It could break through this. The only thing is that there's a really strong resistance level right there, but it's still a tradable range. So I would be comfortable with buys if I saw my entry signal above this level. So I would be interested in that. And then if we go all the way up here, this is a lot of chaos right here, but the clean area is pretty much right here. So I want to mark off this level right here at 40,332. And above this level, I would be okay with trading all the way up to here. That's 495 points. That's insane. So that's something that can be traded. And then above here, I would want to go kind of in this area, but all the way up to here. That would be really nice if we get some really clean price action, because it hasn't been so clean the past, I want to say, couple of weeks at least here on US30. But this is how I would trade it. And of course, manage your risk according to your trading plan, because I'll be doing that on mine. So that is the game plan if it goes up. But on the downside, so I could technically trade below here, but I will feel a lot more comfortable if I was below this 39,228 kind of zone. This is almost 600 points to the downside. So this will be a really nice range, and this is super clean range, because basically you would just be correcting this move right here. So that would be really amazing. And then right here, we can go all the way down to about here. This would be like a little sketch because you're approaching a really strong support level. So I wouldn't be all that comfortable here. I would be very careful in this area. And if you look to the left, price did come down, but then it bounced up, and it took some time, but it got all the way up here. So this could be an area, but I'd really be excited about this right here for sure. And then did I mark? Okay, I didn't mark down any further. So actually, let me go back to a higher time frame super quick. I could have sworn that I did. Okay, I just didn't drag it out. So let me go ahead and drag this out. And that looks like that. And then if we're looking at this, I would be interested in continued sales below this level all the way down to here. And then I would just be aware of this area off to the left where there's a lot of bounces. So we do have some rejections in here as well. So it'd probably be better to look at that on the H1 time frame and just kind of see what's happening. So let's scroll over. Yeah, we do have quite a few rejections in here, but with enough volume, I wouldn't even be worried about that, but we can mark this off. So just to have it on our radar. And let's just say if we decided not to trade from here all the way down here, but to here, this is still 229 points or 25 points. So this is a very tradable range within here. So this is my game plan for the upcoming week. Let's hope that we get some really nice price action on US30, and I'll see you next time.